Hello again, everybody. This is Dan once again with another Bible topic. This time again from the Old Testament, and I call it Saul's "Everybody Loves Raymond" type jealousy. Uh, this topic reminds me of the TV show comedy that was really popular during the 1990s and through the beginning of the 2000s, and that show was "Everybody Loves Raymond." The cast was unbelievably good, and each one of the characters had their own quirks. I want to focus in on the quirk that inspired the whole title and concept of the show. The main character was Raymond, and he had an older brother named Robert who complained constantly about the special treatment his younger brother Raymond received all through life, especially from their passive aggressive mother Marie. Ray got special treatment with food, attention. He was blessed with a wife and kids and had fame from his job as a sports writer, while Robert received the leftover attention, had been through a big divorce, which went through several seasons of the show, and he had a less than glamorous job as a New York cop. Plenty of jealousy on the part of Robert, which again reminds me of the jealousy that King Saul had towards the future king David. David was a faithful servant, warrior, harpist in the service of King Saul. However, God blessed him with greater victories than what Saul was able to accomplish. The people even sang in triumph that Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s. And that didn't, that didn't go over real well with Saul. Now, Saul had earlier been told by God through the prophet Samuel that he would be replaced because of his disobedience. And what was that disobedience, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Saul was supposed to totally wipe out the Amalekites, but he failed to obey. And this disobedience eventually led to the birth of the Amalekite villain in the story of Esther, and his name was Haman. Now, David knew he'd be king eventually, but he was not about to speed up the process by killing God's anointed Saul, even though he had several opportunities to do so. But he respected God's anointing of Saul, and he had the fear of God within him. Saul wanted to thwart God's plan to tear the kingdom from him by attempting to kill David several times. In contrast, like I said, David was content to let God work out the timing of the change in leadership. David had a true fear of the Lord and a respect for God's anointing of Saul. And links I've got below, and may God richly bless you.